too quiet, too loud, too anything.
What's up, everybody? My name is
Oh,
Scott.
look, he's got busted.
And I'm going to tell you about
You
how
have
my
shadow
50
sleeves? I
cal
sure do.
exploded, and I almost bit the dust about 2 weeks ago. So I know a lot of you are probably wanting me to explain my injuries, and I'm going to do that, but I think it's best we start from the
Holy
beginning.
crap.
I know some
Look,
of you are...
he's got a cast on his arm. He's got a thing on his face. Dang.
going to try to skip around in this video. I highly recommend you stay tuned and listen to all of this. But for those who are going to skip around, let me clear something up first. This was not the Barrett that we torture tested, and this was a complete freak accident. There's nothing that I did to have caused this. So
Okay.
April 9th, 2021, we come out here to shoot.
I would never see. The thing is that if an accident happened and it was not my fault, I would never do this again. I would never start playing with guns again, because the thing is like, well, if it's not my fault, this means it's possible for it to happen again. Ooh.
A fire hydrant with some slap rounds using my Serbu RN50. So we have the Serbu RN50 with the 36-inch long heavy barrel, and we're gonna go ahead and go big or go home and start out with this. This is a 50 BMG slap tracer round.
So is this is the gun that he was using?
The slap rounds tend to go a little to the right, so I aimed a little to the left, but this one actually hit true to where I was aiming. We hit right here. And you can see that thing is smoking.
Oh, that's the
and then we
footage.
blew right through the back of this thing. Everything was going pretty smooth. We shot the fire hydrant several times, but the slap rounds were acting a little funny. One of the slap rounds hit like 1.5 feet low and to the right. I say we hit it with one more slap round, but this time aim for the thickest part of the
he looked so healthy and happy before this. Oh my God.
fire hydrant and see what happens.
My anxiety is through the roof because I know what's gonna happen. Notice how much larger the muzzle flash is compared to the first lap round.
The gun was functioning normally, as it always has. I've been using this gun for a long time now, and I've never had any issues out of it. So before
How
all
does
this
that
happened,
how does that happen where it's like, oh, you know, things go super well and you've had it for so long and then it just messes up?
one last shot, and it was actually really, really cool. The round was stuck out the back of the fire hydrant. This is a 50 BMG silver red tip armor piercing incendiary tracer.
It's the bullet, the tampered round.
So we
The
went through the
bullet
top
was
of the fire
tampered.
hydrant. Look at that. Oh my gosh.
So
It's
the
just
bullet being the
stuck out
problem.
back. After that, I decided I was going to take one last shot with a slap round and try to hit the thickest spot on the fire hydrant. So before I loaded my last slap round, I know that there was no barrel obstruction because I literally found the round in the fire hydrant. But this last round that I loaded into my Serbu RN50 was a very, very hot round, and I had no idea. And there's really no way for me to have ever known that this round was as hot as it was.
So, okay. Oh my gosh.
So here
Yeah,
you can
I'm
see-
sure they wouldn't be able to put it on YouTube if they showed exactly what happened. So it being hot? It being spicy powder. It being hot is the issue. Hot meaning overpressured. Oh, Infernal and Kohi, thank you for the follow. And Midnight.
Me taking the last shell
Spicy.
casing out, and now I'm loading in the slap round.
I'm adding in new irrational fears to my list.
I screw the cap on all the way.
How does this
And the
happen?
gun closes completely, and everything is functioning as normal. And one thing is something someone may mention is maybe I didn't screw the cap on all the way. Well, you can clearly see the cap is screwed on all the way, and this gun actually will not close if the cap is not screwed on all the way. So everything
I hate when people try to tell other people like what their experience was. It's like, you know, maybe the cap wasn't screwed on. How about I'm a gun professional and you shut? How about that? Banshee, thank you so much for the 34 months. Thank you. Happy 34 months to my favorite spicy boo boo berry woof woof wife Oshi. I love you, Banshee Boo. Thank you for the 5 months. Like, this dude is a professional, okay? I know professionals make mistakes too.
functioning good on the gun. What I didn't know was the slap round that I put inside it was extra hot, and I had no idea. And there's really no way for me to have ever known. These rounds are extremely rare, and they're very old. They're like $100 a piece. These aren't manufactured anymore, and really there's no way you can really know what's happened to them over time as they've passed hand to hand. I was under the impression that these were genuine military surplus rounds and hadn't been tampered with. So now I'm gonna actually show you
so he wasn't
what happened.
so he wasn't aware
It's not
of the
graphic.
tampered
All the
stuff.
graphic stuff happened after the fact, and I'm gonna tell you all about that, but I am gonna show you what happened just so you
Well, duh,
can
obviously
see
you didn't know, but like that's
what
crazy.
happened to me that day.
Oh my god, what scares me is that it's right next to his face. Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
So when I pulled the trigger,
What the frick, guys? The entire gun fell apart and it recoiled like crazy in his face. Bro would have lost an eye if it wasn't for the glasses. Dude, he said in his last video, that he he was like temporarily blind for a while. That's the scariest part, is that it's right, like it's blasting right there, like near his face, his head. Oh my god. You could see the safety glasses going flying off his face. That's horrifying. Yeah, no, he is so lucky to be alive. Oh my gosh. It's really not his fault because he thought he had professional like rounds. You know? That's so unfortunate. Oh! You said his cameraman is like his dad and he has people, yeah, he has people there that's helping him. Good.
so when I pulled the trigger, the gun exploded almost immediately. So the first thing that went,
I think I want to go on the other side just so we could see it better. Hold on, guys. Move to the side. Play it again. See. I'm here. My god.
so when I pulled
So he said the graphic stuff happened afterwards. So I'm assuming like all of the blood and everything kind of happened afterwards, the fact. Oh my god. Yeah, you see it now, right? He is doing better now.
the trigger, the gun exploded almost immediately. So the first thing that went,
He turns
this
away from the
cap.
camera. Yeah.
and this cap is solid steel, and it is very, very heavy. If you look right here, the threads are sheared off of this gun
Oh my gosh.
completely. I
Yeah.
spoke with Mark Serbu, and he said that normal pressures are
Like, broken a
55,000
bit.
psi. And for those threads to have sheared off and this cap to have just blown off like that, we're looking at over 85,000 psi. So the
What?
cap blows off.
Oh my.
It's kind of hard to put these on because of my little nose brace. I'll explain.
He's so
But-
cute.
Safety
like, "I'm
glasses
fine."
are on. And this cap, you can see this little crescent here. This cap hit me right there. I'm not really sure which way, probably more like this, but it struck me in the face.
You could see that. You could see the scarring there.
When this cap hit me in the face, it broke my orbital bone in 3 spots, here, here, and here.
Damn.
It also broke my nose, and that's why I have this on. I've had to have facial surgery to repair all this. Here's the really bad part,
I've
though.
broken my nose before. It wasn't for me. I know he dealt with a lot of pain. He had the whole like he had the eye and a bunch of other stuff. For me, it wasn't as painful. It wasn't really that painful. It was just very sudden. Sword chats, thank you for the follow. I broke my nose by kicking myself in the face. And that is true. I was in a dance class. I kicked myself in the face. And that is how I broke my nose. And I walked out of the class and I talked to yeah, you know, the person at the front desk. And they were like, "What happened?" And I was like, "I kicked myself in the face."
On this lower, normally there's these two ears that stick up right here.
Okay.
And this is what prevents you from closing the gun when the cap's not on all the way. If the cap is on all the way, it will fit perfectly right here with those ears pushed up against it. When the cap blew off the gun, it came straight back, shearing those ears
The ears, yeah.
off the lower. One of these
It's your neck.
is still at the hospital, and this is the one we found. This one zipped right past my head, went inside my hat,
Oh, fudge.
blew a hole through it, and took it off my head what appears 7 to 8 feet. Now the other
They
one
gotta graze past your
what?
ear.
almost ended me.
Yup.
The other ear hit me right here in the throat. It proceeded to lacerate my jugular vein and then punctured a hole in my right lung. As for my hand, my best guess is this is what did it. In the video,
It like looks like it goes like all the way. It goes down all the way, and I'm like, how does it? I'm trying to picture it in my head, like it just blasted off like the little thing and just like cut downwards. Like that's so nuts. Demon Killer, thank you for the follow. Oh my god.
you can see that the stock almost disappears instantly.
Oh, they had to
I
open
believe
the
it
chest
came
all the way down
in
to the
a
lungs.
downward motion and hit my finger. You have your natural bend in your index finger. Well, this bone right here looked like a V. So my finger looked like a big W. So back to the lacerated jugular. I've now been hit in the throat, and I'm not really sure what happened because when this cap hit me in the face, I went blind in my right eye instantly. I have vision coming back now, and they say my eyes should make a full recovery. But in that moment, I went completely blind in this eye, and it was like I had been punched.
That would give me a
And I
panic
went
attack.
backwards, and I landed on all fours. A lot of you wonder who is behind the camera in my videos. This is my dad.
Hi,
His name
Dad.
is also Scott.
Oh my
If he
god,
had
hi,
not been out
Scott,
here with
number
me,
one.
That would have been it for me.
Oh my
He
god.
come running up, and he let me know of my injuries because I was still in a daze. I've just been punched in the face.
Papito. Yeah, imagine, his dad had to see it too. You can see that his dad is so content and happy that he's doing okay now, but my god.
My big metal cap. And he let me know real quick that there was a hole in my neck and I was losing a lot of blood really fast. My dad shoved his thumb into my neck and said, "Put your thumb there." Now that I'm aware of what's going on, I took my left thumb, I took my shirt, wrapped it in my shirt, and I shoved it as far into my neck as possible.
Oh my god.
I was not aware that my jugular was lacerated, but I did know this is really bad. I have a law enforcement
Survival instincts kicked in. They kicked in.
was lacerated, but I did know this is really bad. I have a law enforcement background, and I've been trained in injuries and wounds and gunshots and things like that. And I know very well that if you get hit in the neck, it's not good because you can't tourniquet a neck. After I had plugged the hole, I applied extreme pressure.
Just put a thumb in it.
Pinched my head down into my hand and made a run for the truck. So the truck here was right near us. There's a trailer attached. I had to run around the front. I jumped in the passenger seat. Dad jumped in, and we took off. And this all happened in a matter of seconds. I would say under a minute. We were in that truck and just hauling tail into town. Something I forgot to mention.
I would freak the fuck out if I went blind in one eye too. Honestly, I would have, not trying to say that like I wouldn't be panicking if like my you know, if I had some type of other injury. Like obviously, like if you're bleeding out, you're panicking, right? But I think that if it was my eye that I went blind in, that is going to truly make me panic. That is the one injury that will have me like that will have me on top of the injury, it's just like anxiety. I think other injuries, I would probably be very, knowing myself, this is just me, knowing myself, I would probably be not as much anxious as just like, all right, we gotta fix this now, you know, like mission on a mission, fix this, and if not, I guess I'm just dead. Like that would be me, and I'd probably just be focusing on the pan and everything like that. But you know what I like about Scott really quick is the fact that he lets his viewers know. He lets his viewers know that he is a professional, right? And I think that's really important for gun owners to let people know, because it's not like, oh, any old person can go into their backyard and start doing this. He makes you aware, like, oh, by the way, I get professional stuff from professional places. And here's an example of what happens if you don't get something that's professional by accident. Hi, I'm the question.
This upper weighs like 25 pounds. And you can see in the video that it just gets thrown off the table. So much pressure came out the back of this upper that it launched it off the table. It's an insane amount of energy that was thrown into my body. So now we're driving very fast into
Got
town.
the Avatar state knocked out of him.
Constant pressure to my throat, and I'm breathing very slowly, trying to control my heart rate, because the faster your heart rate, the faster you're going to bleed. My dad's driving, so I thought it would be nice of me to call the ambulance. My dad didn't agree with this, but I wanted to do it myself because I wanted to try and stay awake. I needed to be doing something to keep myself conscious. If you have an iPhone, there's this nifty little feature.
That's why, like, when I went to ER, they had me blow up a balloon, like blow up a balloon. I think that was their way of being like, stay conscious. Vtuber armpits, yummy. Thank you for the gifted sub, Kahave. The Vtuber armpits, yummy. Yes.
On the side here, and if you hit that button one too many times, it'll call 911. This can be kind of annoying when you're trying to shut off your alarm in the morning, but when there's a lot of bodily fluids on your phone
and an easy way to monitor it,
it comes in really handy. I got on the phone with 911 and I let them know what had happened, and that we were coming into town and they were going to send an ambulance to meet us halfway. There were several times where I thought I was going to pass out, and I knew if I passed out that was going to be it, because my dad's driving. If I pass out, who's going to keep applying pressure to my neck to keep me from bleeding out?
You're
Times
a badass.
like this, you really need something to focus on, and I focused on my kids. I had their faces in my brain, and I just focused on them, and I fought as hard as I could. I stayed conscious the entire time. We met the ambulance halfway. They got me loaded up, and we took off towards the hospital. And like I said, I know that I was in a bad spot, and I don't know if you know this, but if your jugular is completely severed, you have 30 seconds. I knew that being hit in the throat, I may not have much time, but the closer we got to the hospital, the more my confidence built, and I thought, hey, maybe I'm gonna be all right.
Yeah.
When I was in the ambulance, I asked them to cut my shirt off because I was having trouble breathing, and I thought maybe I'd been hit in the chest as well. They cut my shirt off. There wasn't anything there, but when I got to the hospital, they x-rayed me, and they said my right lung had collapsed because it had filled with blood, and that was from this little guy here puncturing my lung as well. So from there,
that little thing obliterating this man. Oh my god. The faster your heart beats, the faster it pumps blood. Dude, I have a slow heart.
They had to intubate me while I was wide awake, and I tell you, that is not fun. Take this long metal rod with a point on it, and they stick it through your rib cage, and it wasn't fun. After that, I was feeling a little better. I could breathe a little better, and then they wanted me to take my thumb out of my neck, and I was like, "We're not taking my thumb out of my neck. You just wrap it up with some tape and stay there." But they told me I had to take my thumb out of my neck, so they had a bunch of gauze. And
just imagining
as soon as I pulled it out, they packed my throat.
Blood spurting out after you took it out.
That's when I saw my finger, And they said that I audibly said, "Oh, that's not good," because my finger looked like a big W. They informed me after that they were going to have to life flight me to Vanderbilt Hospital. And
when you're focusing so much on one injury and you don't notice that you have another injury, and you know how you like accidentally get a cut somewhere but you don't realize that you have the cut until you see the cut. That's him. He's like, oh shit, my hand.
Nashville, Tennessee.
Uh,
Very, very good hospital with very, very good doctors. Obviously, I'm here making this video. Big shout out to Vanderbilt Hospital. You guys are the best. So now they're about to knock me out. And at this moment, I realize that this may be the last time that I see my wife or see my dad, because once they knock you out, you know, that's it. Either they're gonna fix you or you're not waking up. My wife had arrived. I called her in there, I held her hand, and we had words, and then I called my dad in to pray. And after that, I remember waking up in Vanderbilt Hospital, hooked up to every machine
both the
possible.
thumbs.
I'm gonna throw some pictures in here. So they did a number on me. So you can see this cut here, and this actually goes all the way down
God
to right
damn.
here. To repair my jugular and my
He's gonna have a
lung,
badass scar.
they had to open up my chest completely. They cut me completely open, just like open heart surgery. They told me a guy my size should hold 6 to 8 units of blood, and total, from all the blood I lost from the initial injury and the surgeries, they had to give me 5 units. There was also a chance that I could have had a stroke. To repair your jugular vein, they have to pinch it off. Well, your jugular vein supplies the oxygenated blood to your brain.
Damn.
So they can only pinch it off for so long. They pinch it off, they repair it, then after that, when they open it back up, all that blood
The doctors did a great job.
and there's a chance you could have a stroke. Praise God, I did not have a stroke as well. As for my hand,
Yeah, that
and
would
my
suck on top of all of that.
face, they had to do surgery on that as well. I have pins in my finger to hold it in place. And like I said, they had to repair my orbital bone in 3 spots. As you can see, they cut me here and right here.
Oh.
And they also cut inside my mouth, all the way back here to the front, to be able to get to all of those spots. So I had a breathing tube in, but I still wanted to talk. I wanted to know what had happened to me and what was going to happen.
Thank you for the follow.
Well, my nurse, Cody, shout out to that guy, best nurse ever.
Shout out,
brought
Cody.
me a dry erase board so that I could write and ask questions. I wanted to talk to my wife. Well, he would call her for me, and then I would write out what I wanted to say, and he would say it over the phone for me, and then I could sit there and talk to my wife. Also, I really wanted a mellow yellow. I was craving it so bad. When I was finally
a soda? Mellow yellow a soda?
unhooked from everything, I remember sitting in my room, and he peeked his head in. He was like, "Can you eat and drink now?" I said, "Yeah." And he handed me a mellow yellow. Coolest nurse ever. So for about 2 days, I had tubes coming out of the front of my chest, 1 tube coming out of my right.
Lost Demon Candy. That's great. They gave him his mellow yellow. I asked for something. I got apple juice when I was in the ER. I had apple juice. This is not for my nose, for the chair. But I had apple juice and they gave me pudding. Oh, I think did I have ice cream? I had like a popsicle.
Side,
No, those were
one
my
tube
tonsils.
coming out from behind my collarbone to drain everything around my lungs. And I had to carry this little vacuum pack with me. They removed those really quick. I'm healing extremely fast. They kicked me out of trauma within a few days. This happened on April 9th, which is a Friday. I went home the following Saturday. There is a lot more to this story when it comes to my injuries and everything that I had to do to overcome them. Long story short, I shouldn't be standing here. I should be 6 foot under, and if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be talking to you right now.
I'm so glad you're here, Scott. Katsuki Bakugo, thank you for the follow.
I know there's one big question that you're all wondering. What's gonna happen to Kentucky Ballistics, and am I gonna keep making videos? And the answer to that is absolutely. I'm not gonna quit doing what I love because of a freak accident. There's nothing that can keep me from continuing on. I love what I do, and I appreciate
I respect it.
every single one of you. I am healing at a Wolverine rate. I am healing so fast that really a lot of people have been kind of confused at how fast I'm healing. That's God, he's healing me quick. and I'm gonna keep making videos, and I cannot wait to get back out here. I have some videos planned, and I think you're gonna like them. It's gonna be some really funny stuff. Also, I know there's gonna be
I love that he's like, I'm just getting right back into it. You know, if this freaked you out when you heard about it, I mean, yeah, I think like, especially if you're someone who, you know, you do go hunting, or you like guns and you do similar things, hearing about these accidents could be really scary. But the thing is, to lessen your anxiety, and this this could lessen your anxiety, or this could worsen it. You could have a freak accident doing pretty much anything. Pumpkin, thank you for the follow. And that's true. Like, yeah, some things are less risky than others, but like, you could have freak accidents doing, you could die in the shower, man. you could slip and fall in the shower and break your head. So you might as well just do what you enjoy, right?
a good bit of you that want to support me while I'm healing, and I really, really appreciate that. But I don't want to do a GoFundMe or anything like that. If you want to help me out,
100
I want you
ways
to
to
get something
die.
out of it too. So we got some new shirts. The doctors told me that if it wasn't for this thumb, that I would have died. This thumb saved my life, and my wife
Don't lose
came
it.
up with the
Don't lose
saying,
that
so
thumb.
just put a thumb in it. And I thought it was the funniest thing ever. So that's what we're going with. We have just put a thumb in it shirts. I think these are awesome. And if you want to support me, there's a link in the description down below. They're available now. Pick you up a shirt and support Kentucky Ballistics. This is not my normal content, and definitely not what you expected me to post this week, but this is something I felt like I needed to let you know. Again, this was a complete freak accident, and there's no way I would have ever known just how hot that round was until it was too late. So like I said, I'm healing really fast, and I'm gonna be back to it as soon as possible. But in the meantime, keep your eyes peeled for some pretty interesting videos I have planned and my update videos. Before I close this video, I just want to say how much I appreciate
He ended up buying an even bigger gun. That's very Scott-like of Scott.
every single one of you. Thank you for making what I do possible. And I know that the majority of you are going to be extremely supportive right now, and I really, really appreciate that. Don't forget, if you want to pick up a shirt, there's a link in the description down below. And as always, my name is Scott. My name is Scott, and you will most definitely see me next time.
I like that he's using a smaller gun for now while he's injured. I know you said he got a bigger gun, but I'm sure he waited. Did he wait? He waited until it was less injured, right? Yeah, I will stick with pistols. This video in itself has made me realize, oh yeah, like let me just stick with pistols. You know, that will be my go-to.